Hey guys, welcome to another video. My name's Jaden, and if you're new here, I'm currently in the year 13 summer holiday and I'm hopefully heading to study dentistry in September. And in today's video we're going to be talking about 10 tips that I wish I had known when starting sixth form or year 12 in September. Just for a bit of context, I did 4 A levels through the whole of year 12 and 13, which were maths, physics, biology and chemistry, and I did an EPQ in year 13. As a summary of year 12, it's pretty much where you begin to make your big life choices and where you meet so many new people. And you will definitely mature and develop so much this year. It's where you shape your future and begin to show interests in your future career paths, and this is the video I wish I'd watched when I was starting sixth form. The first point I wanted to talk about was the jump between GCSEs and year 12. I've been watching a few of these videos and a lot of people say that the jump is massive, it's a huge amount of work that you have to do for year 12. But for me, it was honestly quite similar to GCSE. And during year 12, I was actually wondering how I managed to keep up with the workload at GCSE, as doing 11 subjects at GCSE seems so much harder than year 12. I found that the overall content learning wasn't much harder than GCSE at all. It was just the amount of content and the volume of information that you had to learn. For example, in GCSE, you might be able to cover one topic in a few lessons. But at A level, there are so many subtopics in large topics, so it takes you tens of lessons to cover the same topic, just because there is so much more information and knowledge that you have to memorize. But I also wouldn't be going into sixth form underestimating the workload and saying it's easy, because it was definitely not easy, and I'd still recommend putting 100% effort into it and doing everything you can to learn the most and get the most out of it. My second point is about the grades and all the tests that you do in year 12. As you're taking less subjects, the exams are a lot more picky in their mark schemes, and overall the questions are a lot harder than GCSE. Don't be worried if you're getting D's or even fails at the beginning, because the whole way of answering questions and the exam technique that you would have learnt a lot at GCSE would have completely changed at A level. And it's really important that you give yourself time to settle into the new scheme of work, and it's important to not go into year 12 and expect to get all A stars from the very beginning. You will improve over time like at anything else, and it's just a matter of experience and how much work you put into it. But my improvement really started at the end of year 12 when revising for the final UCAS exams. Point number 3 is about friendships and your friendship groups. Since so many new people will be coming into your sixth form, or you might be going to a new sixth form, you'll meet so many new people and it's a really amazing experience. If you're in a friendship group, it will most definitely change. It will add more people in the group, people will leave, and although that may seem scary to some people, it's actually quite a good thing as you get to meet so many new people, which brings so much more to the group. So don't be afraid for change to occur, welcome it into your life, as everything will be changing in year 12. If I didn't meet the friends that I'd met, I probably wouldn't have done 4 A levels, and I probably wouldn't have taken an EPQ in year 13. I might not have been trying to study dentistry in university, and everyone around me in sixth form actually influenced me quite a lot to be where I am today. My fourth piece of advice would be to know your way of revision and to find out which is your most effective way of studying, as when you enter year 12 you'll start to get hit with a lot of exams quite quickly, so you want to know your best way of revising so you can maximise your time and efficiency. I'll be making a video on this in more detail soon, but it's just something you want to keep in mind so you're mentally prepared of what's to come. Number 5 is about frees, and it's about all your free time in school. Since I did 4 A levels, and we had 6 lessons a day, I didn't have very many frees. But when I did have frees, I tried to use them to the best of my ability, always doing work, past paper questions, always learning new content, and trying to minimize talking with people and getting distracted. You begin to realize near the end of year 12 and definitely year 13 the importance of using this free time to revise and study, as everything will become a lot more stressful in the future. So using this time to revise and really consolidate all your learning after the lesson is really key to doing well in sixth form. Point number 6 is to revise for all your mini tests and your end of topic assessments, as you never know how useful they can be in the future and how much you can benefit from them. Especially in my year now, where they're using so many of these end of topic tests to give us our actual A-level grades. We didn't know how important they were, and now we can't change them. So I'd definitely recommend trying your best in them. But even if they don't decide your A-level grades, I still recommend trying your hardest and seeing where your mistakes are and your weaknesses and where you can improve. This will make your revision a lot easier, and you can target your revision at the end of year 12 when you get tested on all of these topics all at once. My 7th point is to realise the importance of UCAS exams. And these are the end of year 12 exams that test your learning from the whole of year 12. And the grades you get from this are extremely important because they'll be the grades you're applying to university with. And on your application to each university, they'll only see these predicted grades that the teachers will give you. And these are based on your UCAS exams. So if you need 3 A's minimum to apply to a course, then you need to aim to do quite well in your UCAS exams for that to happen. As often people don't realise the importance of this until 3 months to a month before, and it really comes to a shock to them, and so many people can't do what they want to do anymore because of the lack of predicted grades. So make sure you're fully aware of the importance of these end of year 12 exams, so you don't go into year 12 thinking that you don't need to try and you'll just catch up everything in year 13, because that is not the case. Point number 8 is about entrance exams, and this mainly applies to if you're doing a course like engineering, medicine, dentistry, or applying to Oxbridge. And I didn't know anything about entrance exams when I wanted to do dentistry or was thinking about doing medicine. And this was quite bad on my part, and I only found out about this from my friends who started talking about revising and the best time to revise and giving each other tips for the exam. This came as a real big shock to me that I had to do so many exams and I had to do quite well in them in order to apply. So I'd recommend doing research depending on what course you're thinking of taking, so you're more mentally prepared to tackle on these challenges. Number 9 is that all teachers are much friendlier than they were years ago. Because you're in sixth form, you sort of gain this new level of respect and sort of become closer to friends with the teachers rather than them being your actual teachers. And this is really important as you can ask them so many more questions. You can have much more natural conversations with them, and you can pretty much ask them to help with anything you don't understand. If there's a concept or topic that you're not fully understanding, you should definitely go and ask them. You should definitely ask for more resources, where to revise, how to revise. Don't waste the teachers, as they are a vital resource. Don't be afraid to use the teachers, as they are experts in their subject and they are there to teach you and help you understand anything you don't, and it'd be a waste not to use them. Now my 10th and final point is to not overestimate year 12, but don't underestimate it either. And although it's not as important as year 13, it still is very important. But you don't need to be revising every day for 5 hours or whatever to get good grades, because ultimately the step up from year 12 to year 13 for me was a lot bigger than the step up from GCSE to year 12, as I found year 13 so much more difficult than year 12, as that's where all the complicated topics crop up and where the exam stress and pressure starts piling on. And I will be making a video on how to prepare and deal with year 13. So hopefully this has given you a little insight on how year 12 is compared to GCSE and what you can do to prepare. If you have any questions, please list them down below. I'll be more than happy to answer as many as I can. And hopefully I've shared some experiences with you which will be useful in your future in year 12. I hope everyone has a brilliant year 12 and year 13 if you're going into that. And if you found this video helpful in any way, please like and subscribe. It helps me stay motivated and carry on pushing out this content for you, and expect more constant uploads in the future. Thank you very much for watching. Goodbye.